Hello and welcome to another episode of Kwesi's Corner with me, Kwesi. And today I'm going to be talking about unlathed cymbals, mainly unlathed rides. There are a few, put together a quick selection of different brands that we think that you might find interesting. Some sound very zany, some sound not so zany and quite interesting. All of them sound actually quite interesting, and we're going to go over each one, talking about its basic features, and maybe you can find something that's right for you in order. Alright, the first ride we're going to talk about is the Dream Moon Ride, 22 inches, quite distinctive, very, very heavy actually. This is the heaviest of the bunch. Definition wise, you can't go any further than this. This is definition king. Piercing bell, quite thick. If you want something washy, this is not for you, but if you want something that's that cuts through any type of music, especially the heavier style of music, or some jazz if you like that sort of thing, something really clanky sounding, but can be used to great effect if you know what you're doing, this is the one for you. And again, very powerful, very piercing, not for the faint of heart. Next we have the 22-inch Master Vintage. This is a very bendable ride, as you can see, quite malleable, and you can really lay into it, and it's very buttery under your hands, especially for those jazzers who like something quite esoteric and very buttery. Buttery is a good way to put it, and it's available here, and it's really a cool proposition if you want that right amount of sustain. Some definition, but a lot of sustain, and this is one of the jewels in Bosphorus crown, really, and not without merit. This is a really suitable cymbal for those who want a minimalist setup, but a cymbal that talks a hell of a lot. Next. Alright, next up we have the Organic ride. This is the smallest ride of the selection that we're showing you today. 21 inches, extremely dry and cutting, extremely dry. Definition, especially if you're using sticks with a small point, is great. A small tip. You can't get much more than that, much more dry than that. It's one of the driest I've ever heard, but pretty accurate and cutting as well. It's not that kind of clanky dry, it's a really nice dry that you can use for really fine jazzy flourishes, and I'm sure a lot of jazz drummers would appreciate this. This was created by Zildjian in conjunction with a Mr. Pat Petrillo, to bring something that is not far off the Earth ride, but a lot more refined, a lot thinner. It's medium thin. You can really, enjoy trying out a whole load of patterns with this cymbal. As you can see, it's unlathed at the top. At the bottom, it's buffed. So you've got quite a complex sounding cymbal there, and you're going to hear it up next. Okay, next we have the Black Pearl. This is probably the thinnest of the lot, actually. Very esoteric and wild qualities on about it, but again, with a small tipped stick, it sounds pretty amazing, actually. And this is, like I said, it's probably the thinnest of the lot. Look at that, look at that. Only professionals can do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Otherwise, no refunds. But yeah, it sounds great. Really speaks a lot. You can use that as well as some hats in a gig and get away with that. It's got so much voice and character. So, and again, this is another one of Bosphorus premium models. You can get top quality cymbal there for a fraction of the price of a lot of other brands, top quality cymbals, but really a great proposition if you're looking to also have that kind of minimalist setup whereby you're using a few cymbals but ones that really have a lot of tone and sustain going on there. Quite a nice bell, small, precise bell, and really hot, tacky definition, but quite a bit of sustain as well, and you can really hear that in the video. This is the Byzance 22 extra dry medium ride from Meinl. It comes in a size 22 as well. Not the thinnest and not the lightest, but it's definitely not the heaviest either. It's got a pretty defined bell, articulate sticking, quite a dry tone, but quite aggressive and slightly even trashy, but not in the negative way. So, you know, really nice cymbal for, I guess, those who like a bit of aggressive attack in their sound. This is the Sabian King ride. Really like this ride because it has best of both worlds. It has a good amount of attack. You can crash it. It's got a good amount of sustain on it, and a really nice amount of definition on there. The bell's quite piercing, as to be honest, most Sabians are. And it's part of the Big and Ugly series, or Big Ugly series. And this is a 22-inch. It doesn't actually feel like a 22-inch. When you're actually playing it, but you know, which is a good thing actually. But you know, it's really playable, really fun to kind of work in and mess about with. And look no further if you're looking for a really nice jazzy sounding cymbal that will do just about anything you want it to do. Thanks again for watching another episode of this little corner here. If you like what you've seen, please like, subscribe is somewhere on this page, bang, and join us for another episode next week where we will be bringing you a few more shenanigans. Alright, take care.